Hello, and welcome to Cube Puzzle Fun, a YouTube channel where I try to help all of us learn how to solve these fun, twisty puzzles in plain English so that it's easy for as many people as possible to understand. Today on Cube Puzzle Fun, we are looking at picture cubes. This is the first time I have seen a picture cube. I have seen a few people on the internet complaining that something's wrong with their picture cube because the center's twisted or something like that. And actually, I have discovered from getting a picture cube myself and playing around with it, that a picture cube is very, very similar to a regular 3x3 Rubik's Cube, with the one exception that on a regular Rubik's Cube, you cannot have your centerpieces placed incorrectly. It's just whatever way the center piece is oriented, as long as it's the right color, doesn't matter. Whereas, if it's a picture cube, if you have the centerpiece oriented wrong, it makes the picture wrong. And so that is the difference between a regular 3x3 cube and a picture cube. You can get your centers placed wrong, and here I have an example of a center that is placed wrong. On this green side, this eye in the middle is flipped upside down. It should, I have another one over here, and it should look like this with the eye right side up, but instead this video is not really going to teach you how to solve a 3x3 cube. We have a whole series on how to solve the 3x3 where we go through really slowly and break it down into fine detail and explain exactly how you solve a 3x3. This video, we're just going to sort of mostly talk you through it, and then at the end we're just going to fast forward you through. We can do a little time lapse showing you some steps. If you let me just go off on a real quick tangent, I will say that I have been using this windmill cube for the past month or so, and when solving a windmill cube, they have a similar situation where you can get your centerpieces twisted the wrong way. And there's a way that you deal with that where you just sort of, bring it down, and it doesn't matter. For the sake of this video, let me just tell you that I tried to use that solution for untwisting a centerpiece, and it works-ish. It kind of works. You can do that to untwist your centerpiece, but you'll be throwing your corners all across the cube and then have a whole lot of extra work to do to fix them. And I've found that it's easier to just not even bother with that type of solution. The solution that I've found that works a lot better is to just treat this whole side that has the center messed up. Just treat the whole side as though it is completely not solved at all. I mean, obviously this is, solved. It's all green, and it's got, the yellow, and it's got the right colors going around. But instead, you just want to treat it as though it isn't solved, and just start swapping edge pieces until you get the edge pieces looking right. And then when you've got all your edge pieces looking right, and then you just juggle your corners until you get your corners correct. And when your corners are in the correct place, if they're not oriented right, you just do that left scenic route, right scenic route kind of thing until it's all good and solved. That is a faster route to fixing it. Okay, so let's see what that looks like with me fixing this real quick. Also, just not for nothing, but just making a note of this. If you ever get any of these mini cubes, boy, some of these mini cubes, they will give you the heck of a time trying to get them to turn. But I swapped these two, and that is not looking any better than it was. I still need to get this red tongue thing to the underside of this eyeball. So let's try this. Okay, second swap, and that worked out perfect. I do now have the red tongue under the eyeball, and I don't know, it's very hard to tell. This picture cube is certainly not the best picture cube that there's ever been, but I can show you the other picture cube for reference, and you can see that the tongue is now under the eye, and that this little tooth piece, yeah, it's looking good on the edges. The edges are finally where we want them, and now it's just a matter of figuring out how are we going to corner juggle to get these corners in the right place. On picture cubes, I have a heck of a time telling which color is which, but I'm going to figure it out. This is yellow, orange, green, and yellow, orange, green is actually in the right place. So I'm going to put this in the protected spot, and if we need any juggling, we're going to juggle the other three. This is purple, green, yellow, and this is supposed to be purple, green, yellow, so maybe we don't need any juggling at all. But I do notice one thing. These edges are not actually lined up over the edges that they're supposed to be, so that means that the corners being where they're supposed to be doesn't help us at all until the edges are where they're supposed to be. So now we got the edges where they're supposed to be. Orange is over orange, yellow over yellow, purple over purple, and red over red. Now the corners are not where they're supposed to be. So this yellow, green, orange is supposed to go over here, yellow, green, orange. So I don't think anything is where it's actually supposed to be, so I'm gonna just do the trading these three so that at least one of them will be where they're supposed to be. Alright, now not only is that where it's supposed to be, but it is oriented correctly. We see the picture of the picture cube starting to come into view. This is supposed to be yellow, purple, green, and the yellow, purple, green is over here. So if we do the corner juggling one more time, that's going to move this to here, and this to here, and we will have all four of our corners in the right place. So let's corner juggle. Alright, corner juggling did it. Did the whole trick. It actually solved the whole top layer. If I had corner juggled and the corners ended up like with two of them oriented wrong or even three of them oriented wrong, you would need to do the right scenic route, left scenic route thing that is highlighted in step 5 of the Cube Puzzle Fun, 5 steps for solving a 3x3 Rubik's Cube. But that did not happen to us, so this picture is actually solved and looks exactly the way it's supposed to look. So the long and the short of it is, if you get a picture cube and you are trying to solve it, the whole way through you need to be making sure that your centerpieces are lined up right. When you are solving your very first side and putting the edges in, not only do you need to make sure that you're putting the edges in with the in between the right colors, but you need to put them in the right colors with that centerpiece facing the right way. And then when you're doing your middle layer, you need to make extra sure that all of your centerpieces are facing the right way while you're putting in your second layer. And then you need to make sure that your top, not only do you have the complexity of doing all that's, those complicated sequences of moves for solving the top layer, but you also cannot stop until the centerpiece is actually oriented right. So adds an even extra layer of complexity. And if any of the centerpieces end up wrong, then you have to kind of do what I just did in this video and just treat that whole side like it's not done, and then start swapping some edges until it comes out right, and swapping the corners and fixing the corners, and then eventually you will have a solved picture cube with all the pictures turned out right. Hopefully that helps. And yeah, that's yeah, picture cubes are a whole they are not as easy as a regular 3x3. They're not. They're extra added complexities. So yeah, you get a nice picture to look at. That's cool. But you're gonna have extra. There's extraness. Got extra when you're doing a picture cube. That's it for this video. Alright, my name is Alex. This is Cube Puzzle Fun. Please subscribe if you're interested in cube puzzles and all that kind of thing. And please do check out any of these here videos if you'd like to see more. Delve in, dive in, have fun, peace, and I'll see you later.